as you can see, I'm well prepared to tackle this week's maze. I've got my string, I've got my compass. One thing I'm short of is change. I've only got 4 silver pieces. Apparently I need 20 to get past the terrifying Minotaur. I hope you haven't seen him. Well, today's adventure is for more adventures for your ZX Spectrum. I will face a plethora of enemies. There are deadly pygmies. Mess with me and I'll stick you in the kneecaps. Oh yes. Mysterious wizards. I'm a wart-faced wizard with a club and I'm bad. Frightening giants. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. And of course, our oldest enemy, the troll.
Here we see the troll armed with a deadly Go-Sub machine gun.
Actually, it's an M41A pulse rifle, 10mm, with a 30mm over and under grenade launcher. Thank you very much. At the end of which, we have to get up to the Minotaur and say, "Alright mate, here's your money," and hopefully we'll have enough. So, let's get going then.
This is the Labyrinthyne Excursion, the second game from More Adventures for Your Spectrum. This programme, written by Peter Nessbreth, a newcomer to adventure writing, uses the random number generator extensively to produce unexpected results as you battle your way through a series of caverns fraught with danger and treasure. You must reach the Minotaur at the end of the caverns, and you must give him enough gold to let you escape. It is interesting to note that Peter uses no N or take knife commands. All actions and decisions are prompted by the computer, and you make your choice by pressing a certain key. Good luck, you'll certainly need it. See how quick it loads. So, we're at the start of this labyrinth of twisty-turny tunnels. We have a sack with 30 pieces of silver. We must get to the end of the maze with at least 20 to pay the fearsome Minotaur. Press enter to continue. It loads very, very fast. Only 8 pages. Very quick to load. Maze Tunnel 1 of the labyrinth. 10 is the end. Challenge number 1. We have 30 silver pieces. Not gold, but silver. Not the end of the world. 4 doors. Which one will we try? Let's try door 2. Fool! We've walked in on a lumbering giant armed with a syntax error. We choose a weapon to fight him. We're choosing a sword of finest steel. Now option number 3. We could also choose a machine stack or a floating point ROM. Press a key. Unfortunately, he's beat us, left us with 28 pieces and sent us back to the start. So, 30 pieces of silver made me immediately think of Judas. And in this game, I also played for quite a while. I think it's very difficult to die. So again, there's another monster. We get to fight him, and he's beaten us up, sent us back to 1. If you ran out of silver, you'd keep playing, which is interesting. So now there's 4 doors. Try door number 3. A lumbering giant armed with a wooden club. Attack him with a sword. And he's beaten us up and sent us back to the start. This is not brilliant so far. It's quick to load, quick to type in. I'm not really feeling it. So that's 4 doors. What do we get? What do we get? A pygmy armed with a joystick. I used a floating point ROM to attack him. Did it work? Yes, it did. I gained some silver pieces and moved forward into the maze. Excellent. Challenge number 5. We're nearly halfway. What happens next? There's 1 door, so we go through it. We find a hoard of silver. How many pieces do we want to pick up? Well, let's pick up 20. Unfortunately, they were too greedy, and that broke our back. So let's start again. We're now 12 minutes in. And, oh, the beautiful Princess Tapioca. This game is entirely luck-based. You get 3 doors. If you choose the 3rd door, you have a random event happening. Otherwise, you fight a monster. When you fight a monster, it generates the name of the monster randomly for you. You have 3 options fighting the monster, and the correct answer is selected randomly. So you have a 1 in 3 chance of winning, a 2 in 3 chance of losing. That's it. When you come across the hoard of silver, the amount of pieces you can pick up is determined at the start of the game by a random number between 1 and 7. If pick more than that random number, then you'll die. That's the only. There are only two ways to die. The other way is to get to the end of the maze without 20 silver pieces. So at this point, what I'm doing is trying to find different ways of winning. So I beat the giant now in sector 9. So I'm going to choose the right-handmost door, the door with the highest number, because that goes into the random event thing. And if you use a random event, you have a 1 in 4 chance of meeting the princess. Unfortunately, you can also meet the trapdoor, which sends you back a space and you lose some silver. You can meet a wall of fire, which is functionally identical to the trapdoor. So that's exactly the same as trapdoor. You move back and lose some silver. You can meet the hoard of silver or the princess. So the way to win is keep trying to find the princess over and over again. Apart from that, there's no point fighting a monster because you're going to lose. 2/3 of the time you're going to lose. So choose the highest number door. Princess Tapioca soothes your fevered brow. She is the highlight of the game for me. She is the best. We're now level 9. So choose door number 3, the highest door, wall of flame, go back in space. So you're playing this for 15 minutes. I've given it a fair go. So I've not just given up on it instantly. I'm not enjoying it. 2 doors. So go door number 2. Princess Tapioca. We like her. Maze number 9. Okay. A number of doors. The only door which is going to be significant is it the last door or not? Choose the last door. You might be lucky. We might be lucky. Will it be the princess? No, it's the trapdoor. Stay away from those trapdoors because there's something down there. Let's now try again. We have plenty of silver. You can't use the silver for anything apart from getting beaten up by monsters or losing it in a fire, which is very strange. So my theory being that you're in fact Judas Iscariot and you're in hell because you can't escape and you can barely die. And it's really rather dull. I'm sorry, it's not very nice. Pick up 2 silver pieces and that also might move you back, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So 4 doors. Try the last door. Princess Tapioca, get in there. We're now at the end. Do we have enough silver? Press enter to find out. So we know that we need 20 silver pieces to win the game, and we know we have loads. So this is, let's try and build some tension into a game where you have no player agency, and no control, and no real penalty for failure. So shall we press enter and find out if we won or not? Yes, we have 66 silver pieces. We have won. Hooray! Let's make it better.
I'm the deadly Minotaur with my deadly spiky horns. You better give me 20 pieces of silver or else I'll have ya.
So I've made a number of changes to this game, and as you will see here, rather than taking 20 seconds to load, 25 seconds, it'll take about a minute or so. So we are now loading a loading program which handles all the details of what we need to load, because the first thing I added was a custom character set. I got this one from Char set. It's number 6. I wanted something a little bit fantasy based, a little bit ancient-y, and this one was rather nice, I thought. I shall see what it looks like now. It looks a bit 3D, as if it's raised stones in shadows. That's rather nice. So what you need to do to load that is load quote code, and then set the appropriate pokes after clearing the memory to a certain address. We now load the Labyrinth program, which should now have a non-standard font. We can do that because we have plenty of space. As saved within 16K, the original program was tiny. And I get to press any key to continue. And you get to see the nice effect. The Labyrinthyne Excursion. I've gone for yellow. A yellow border and bright yellow paper. Stay with black as ink. Looks a bit more parchmenty. So we're still at the start of a labyrinth of many twisting, turning tunnels. We still have our sack with 30 pieces of silver, so we're possibly still Judas. We need to get to the end of the maze with at least 20 to pay the fearsome Minotaur. So, maze tunnel number 1, we have to get to number end. Challenge number 1, 30 silver pieces. 4 doors. So, one thing that was a bit rubbish was when you faced a monster, the choice you made, you had absolutely no effect on because it was a random choice, entirely random, which is just no good. So here we're facing a pygmy armed with a wooden club. We get to choose a floating point ROM, a machine stack, a sword of finest steel, or a bribe. So I'm going to try first of all bribing, which is something new. I'm going to try bribing the slobbering pygmy with a club with 5 silver pieces. Unfortunately, he took the money, beat me up, and sent me back to the start. That didn't work quite so well. I need to be more generous. So we're now back at the start. We now have 23 silver pieces. Whenever you get beaten up, you tend to lose money. So there's only one door now, so this will guarantee us a random event. What will it be? What will it be? A hoard of silver, as many pieces as you dare. So originally, this was you could have 1 to 7 pieces. If you chose more than that, at the start of the game, you would die. I'm going to try and take 10 pieces, so I've changed this to be a fraction of how many you're carrying. So this might still kill me. No, it didn't, which is good. So it could be my maths is wrong, but now we're doing pretty well. We've advanced to still on level 2. 4 doors. So I'll try door number 1. A warped-faced wizard, not a lizard, armed with a lethal joystick. So I'm going to select number 2, the machine stack, to fight him. And that was effective and I beat the hell out of him. We're now in sector 5. Now whenever we come across a wizard with a joystick, we know we need to use the machine stack. Challenge number 4, we have 35 silver pieces. There are 3 doors. Let's go with door number 3, go for the random event. What will it be? I've changed these slightly as well. Falling through a trapdoor. Originally, falling through a trapdoor and the wall of flame had identical effects. You moved back a space and lost 1 or 2 silver pieces. Here, you fall through the trapdoor, you move back a space. You do not lose silver pieces though. So now back at level 4. Tunnel 4. There's only 1 door, so it's guaranteed to be a random event. Again, we've fallen through a trapdoor. Not so good, but at least you've not lost any money. But now back at Tunnel 3. It's a very strange sort of a labyrinth because you never make any directional choices. Again, 1 door, random event. What will it be? So, Princess Tapioca was the best bit of the original game, so I thought, give her a nice pink border, also play an attempt at the tune The Stripper. She lets you advance further. In the original game, she also gives you silver coins. I thought, if she's some kind of exotic dancer, as I decided to imagine her, instead you have to pay her money, because she's the beautiful Princess Tapioca. So we now advance. Tunnel 5. We got more money than we started, though, which is good. 3 doors. Let's try and face a monster this time. A warped-faced wizard armed with a go-sub machine gun. I don't know how to defeat him, so I'm going to try a bribe. I've got plenty of money. I'll try and bribe him with 7 silver pieces. Did not work. He beat me up, sent me back to level 4. That's not so good. And we were doing so well. So well. And we haven't learned what defeats the warp-faced wizard with a go-sub machine gun. So let's now try option number 3, the random event. Tunnel 4. At least we get to make some sensible choices and make notes of the pen and paper. Which is always nice. 4 doors. So let's try with door number 4. Would it be the princess? Because she is the best part about this whole game. No, it's the trapdoor. Stay away from that trapdoor, because there's something down there. Back to level 3. Plenty of money, though. It's a very strange labyrinth. Measures you can only die from picking up too much silver or getting to the end and not having enough money. This will be a random event. Ah, princess. Bless her. So we get to advance here at a cost of a few silver pieces, worth every penny. Tunnel 4. Only thing I'll say about the font is quite hard to tell 6s away apart from 5s and 3s and 8s. But we're not going to do lots of maths. Let's try door number 1. A slobbering pygmy armed with a production delay. I'm going to attack the pygmy with a floating point ROM. And I beat him up, and I'm now approaching Sector 5. Now, whenever we come across the pygmy with a ROM, with a delay, we defeat him with a floating point ROM. Wise words here, wise words. Maze Tunnel 5. It's going to be a random event. What would it be? A very, very brief wall of flame. So in the original game, a wall of flame would send you back a space and cost you some money. Here, a very brief flash of red, because it's an explosion of fire. We don't go back, but we do lose a few silver pieces. It's a bit of variety, otherwise they're exactly the same, you know, which is no good. 2 doors. Let's go with door number 1. A ravenous troll armed with a Go submachine gun. I'm going to attack him with a machine stack. And I beat him up, and I have 39 silver pieces, approaching Sector 9. We're doing pretty damn well. We have plenty of silver. 2 doors. Let's go with door number 1, please. It's a giant armed with a wooden club. I'm going to try bribing the giant, because I've got plenty of money, with 9 silver pieces. I bribe him. It didn't work, though. Left up with 19 silver pieces. Not enough. We're now back to 8. Not so good. We haven't got enough money now to pay the Minotaur. Or Minotaur. I never know how to pronounce it. Let's try door number 4. Will we be lucky? If he falls through a trapdoor, the answer is no. But at least we've not lost any money. Because you shouldn't lose money for falling through a hole. Random event number 1. Another trapdoor. We're now half. I think tunnel number 6, I believe. Again, a random event. But this time, it's another trapdoor. It's a warped-faced wizard armed with a wooden club. So I believe a sword of finest steel is what we need to choose. And it certainly is. We now have 19 silver pieces approaching sector number 9. So, how will we proceed? There are 3 doors. I'm going to try door number 3. Hoard of silver. That'll do nicely. I have 10 pieces of silver. Thank you very much. In the original game, this would send me back several spaces for picking up silver if I didn't die, which I removed because that didn't make any sense. But now at the end. Have we got enough silver? Press enter to find out. Yes, indeed. We have 29 silver pieces. We have won. Not the greatest of games, I'm afraid to say. I couldn't find any other games on Spectrum Computing written by the same author. I don't know if he did any more than magazines. It was his first ever game. And he's done better than I did by getting something published and paid for. It wasn't the best, I think. Thank you for watching.